Hey, this is Marcus Washington, MTC Media. So the Philadelphia Eagles start the season with a win over the Green Bay Packers after a very adventurous offseason. A lot of chirping about the head coach, a lot of chirping about the quarterback. Last night, the win over Green Bay, I thought there was some mixed things going on. Saquon Barkley just looked like he had an extra pep in his step. He looked explosive. He looked healthy. He looked all of those things, especially in the first half. I don't know if something happened on the one run when he took himself out. But he looked terrific and ended up with a couple of touchdowns on the ground. Jalen Hurts, for me, it was a couple of things. One, I think at times he did look good, but the rushing game wasn't there, and that might have been schematics. The two interceptions were awful decisions, and it could have been more. He made even more bad decisions during that game, and then obviously the mishandled snap, whatever happened at the end, and they ended up jumping on it. But I just was not as impressed with Jalen Hurts last night, despite what the numbers say. If you look at the box scores, you're going to be like, oh, that's not a bad night. But just watching it, you can see there was some times where it just looked kind of clunky, and maybe again, new offense coordinator, new process and how they're calling plays, what plays they're running, and all this sort of stuff. So it'll take time, especially when you consider in today's NFL. Week one sometimes is an extension of the preseason. Let's just be all honest, as the starters really don't play as much as they used to in the preseason. But for the Eagles, you go to a foreign country, you get a win when you probably don't have your A game. It's the same thing as what I said about the Baltimore Ravens and their loss to Kansas City. You know, you there are these mistakes, but you see where it's going. And with the Eagles, yes, there was mistakes there, but you see where it's going and you see where it can end up. But last night, I just kind of thought that Jalen Hurts was clunky, but a win's a win. And in that division, which Philadelphia on paper probably is the best team in the division, especially in the NFL with only 17 games. Hey man, you don't have to apologize for winning. Smarks Washington, MTC Media.